Hey guys, welcome to the second recording of What If Deku Had Half and Half Quirk Part 5. Sadly, this is the second recording because I did the whole first recording not realising that I had a game open in the background that was blurting down noise, so welcome back to the second recording. I just want to thank you guys for 335 subscribers. That's amazing, and honestly, if I could hit 350 subscribers by the end of today, that'll be amazing. As for this part, I hope you enjoy, and I just want to beg you guys to like and subscribe. Anyway, we're gonna jump right into the episode, I guess you could call it. So they've just been attacked by UA, and it's time for a little bit of aftermath. So Aizawa is, for what the students think, is completely taken out, basically deaded. This is the same for Midnight. Sorry, not Midnight, 13. But everyone else made it out there pretty unscathed, unbattered. Other than All Might, who is looking really out of breath. That's when he says, "I hope you guys students are okay," and runs away. This is because he's running out of time in his form, and he has to turn into mini Small Might. Anyway, I'm back on track. Everyone in UA is gone home, thinking that everything at UA is gonna change. That's when they come back, and they're all worried that what if they get a new homeroom teacher? We were just getting used to Aizawa. Even though he's strict, he was kind of nice, and he saved us, and what if our new one's not as good as him, and what if we get into trouble again? That's when Aizawa, believe it or not, comes out with bandages all over his face, and everyone's like, my god, that kid shouldn't be here, he shouldn't be teaching, and I don't know why I called him a kid, I didn't mean to. Anyway, that's when Aizawa mumbles behind all the bandages, "Hello guys," "Hello guys, Morg's in now." He actually mumbles, "Like and subscribe to Jimbop17." No, he actually mumbles, "The UA Sports Festival is still going to go on." So this excites all the students because they want to show off the power they have and show themselves off, as well as confusing them a bit because they're like, UA just got attacked, but then they realize it's kind of just a show of power to show that UA still have control, so they're all fine with it. Sorry if it just made a loud noise. I have just moved my mic close to my face because I realised I might have not been loud enough, and that is not good. That is not good indeed. So, anyway, they are all chattering, and Aizawa tells them to shut up, and it's lunchtime, so they'll go out for lunch. That is when, well, no, basically, because Aizawa came in after English, it's actually lunchtime. So, this is when they are all confronted by what is it? What they're all confronted by the other classes. That's when the mind control guy talks, and he's like, so this is class 1A, and that's when Bakugo goes, "What are you guys doing here?" And then that's when the mind control guy goes, "We're just here to, I don't know, scout the people that actually survived the hero attack, see who we're up against, see who we're gonna be." And then that's when Bakugo angrily responds, "You fools, if you think you're gonna beat me, you've got another thing coming." So that is when they started enemies with literally every other class there. So anyway, they walk out, and they just eat lunch and get ready for the sports festival. So they go home, they get a good night's sleep. Deku keeps up with his training, and then the next day the sports festival happens. So they all walk in nervous, and the heroes outside are like, "Oh, I wanted to pick some new recruits and all that. It's a shame, but I understand why we're here. We're here to protect the students in the sports festival." That is when they all like that is when it cuts back to the students, and they're all talking, and that's when Midnight comes on stage and starts talking. She tells them that she's the presenter, and that All Might will be given the rewards to the students that do the best. And now the top person, the hero course, who came first in the hero entrance exam, will be given a speech. He also happens to be the head of Class 1A. So Deku walks up, gives a speech. This speech basically pumps up the audience and also pumps up himself and the contestants, and it kind of puts UA back in the good flashlight for the people that were angered by Bakugo's response earlier. So, anyway, this cuts into what the first round will be. It is the assault course. They get told that they can use whatever powers they want. They can be as dirty as they want, as long as they don't kill anybody or directly damage anybody, and as long as they don't fatally harm them or harm them a lot, and as long as they don't go out the ring. That is when Deku is getting all pumped up for the festival, for the thingy that's about to happen, and the alarm goes off. All of Class 1A does not hesitate, and that's when Todoroki freezes the ground. Deku, to avoid being frozen from the ground, quickly goes muscle augmentation and jumps up in the air. This is not a high jump, just enough to avoid the ice at a safe distance. This is when the rest of Class 1A, without hesitation, manage to get out of the ice and start going along. Deku then starts running with, realizes that the ice is going to be a problem. So what he does, he uses muscle augmentation to, he uses electricity as electrolysis to melt the ice. So the heat from the electricity to melt the ice. And then he uses muscle augmentation to jump over the rest of the ice that's there. And that is when he goes to basically zap Todoroki with the powers he learnt from the last video, and Todoroki sets up an ice wall which blocks the lightning from hitting him. That's when he realises he can't take out Todoroki, but he's got to instead contest against him for speed. That's when the 2-pointers come along. So what Todoroki does is freeze the 2-pointers on an angle. That's when Bakugo comes charging up and actually explodes over the 0-pointer robots. And Deku, realizing that some people are going to get hurt from the aftermath of Todoroki, actually goes and saves him. This shows people that he's a proper hero. So this is Red Riot and Tetsu. So then Deku is left a little bit behind in the race, but luckily what he does is he absorbs the electricity from the toppled over robot, and uses this basically as muscle augmentation, standing on the robot and using that as a kind of using his muscle augmentation and the robot as kind of a push forward so he can catch back up. That is when he realizes about the pillars, so he stops himself from he puts his feet on the ground, creating two mini ravines in the ground, not big ones, just where his feet is stopped and the dirt is kind of just toppled underneath him. It doesn't make him fall over, it just makes him stop. And then he starts jumping in between the pillars to escape the pillars, and everyone else just does what they do to get over the pillars. That is when we're on the final obstacle, which is the explosions. Deku was stuck when it came to the explosions. That's when it came into his head, oh wait, he can use his electricity, and if he uses a full discharge and no muscle augmentation, he could use all his power focused on the discharge to take out the explosives which are underground, or mask his presence, a bit like an EMP does, which basically just takes out any of the technology that's near him. So I'm talking about just underneath his feet. that's what he does, and then he realizes, because he doesn't have the muscle augmentation, he can't catch up with Todoroki, who's skating a line across. So what he does is he decides to use a big discharge, which explodes which disarms some of the bombs near him for a bit. This is temporary disarm, and then he decides to focus all his energy that he absorbed from earlier into his legs to basically jump across the remainder bombs, and then he uses muscle augmentation in upper body so he can kind of roll off the energy, like the force created from, because he's not pushing up in the air, he's pushing across and kind of like skipping just over the ground, and this causes him to go with more speed, and then he uses a roll to break off the speed, then does muscle augmentation, focus back in his legs, so no upper body, to make sure he gets to the exit first, which he does end up doing successfully. And this is when they're about to be told the rules for the next round, but I am going to leave it here. This is because it's the second time doing this video, and I want to break it up a bit to see how the YouTube algorithm likes that. And if it does, that's good. But on the terms of liking things, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, wouldn't mind subscribing and liking, that would help me out a bunch. And telling me whether you want a part 6 now. I can't believe I'm on 5 parts and I'm still getting over 50 views. This is amazing, and I can't believe I'm on 338 subscribers. That is yet again amazing. And honestly, if I hit 350 by the end of today, I would be amazed, and I don't think I will, but you never know. I have my hopes, I have my dreams. Anyway, thanks all for watching. Good night.